Thank you. Thank you for the lovely comments. And don't forget, donate towards the GCC fundraiser. My next song is going to be a Spanish song. I love doing songs in different languages, and today I will be performing Portuguese and Company for you a little later on. But for now, I'm going to do a Spanish cha-cha-cha. So come on, folks, let's dance. Siempre que te pregunto que cuándo, cómo y dónde, tú siempre me respondes. Quizás, quizás, quizás. Y así pasan los días y yo desesperando y tú contestando. Quizás, quizás, quizás. Estoy perdiendo el tiempo pensando, pensando por lo que más tú quieras. ¿Hasta cuándo? ¿Hasta cuándo? Y así pasan los días y yo desesperando y tú contestando. Quizás, quizás, quizás. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Vanessa. Thanks, Orlando. Thanks, Sis. Suzanne, thank you. Quizás, quizás, quizás. Estoy perdiendo el tiempo pensando, pensando por lo que más tú quieras. ¿Hasta cuándo? ¿Hasta cuándo? Y así pasan los días y yo desesperando y tú contestando. Quizás, 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 quizás. I hope you did the cha-cha. Soda, thank you for joining in. You're not even in Canada, but you're a good. So thank you. All right. How is everyone feeling? Are you dancing? Are you singing? The next one's going to be a line dance song. And that actually will be my last song before we go back to the Going Soul Ball Count. So do some line dancing now. It's an old Maverick song and it's called Dance the Night Away. So let me just line up the track and we'll take the song. Here comes my happiness again, right back to where it should have been. 'Cause now she's gone and I am free, and she can't do a thing to me. Just wanna dance around can sway. Right now, tomorrow's looking bright, just like the sunny morning light. I just you should see her. Please let her know that I'm well. As you can tell, I just should tell you that she wants me back. Tell her no, I gotta go. Just wanna dance the night away with senoritas who can sway. Right now, tomorrow's looking bright, just like the sunny morning light. I just need to see her. Please let her know that I'm fine. As you can tell, I just need to tell you that she wants me back. Tell her no, I gotta go. Just wanna dance the night away with senoritas who can sway. Right now, tomorrow's looking bright, just like the sunny morning light. Just wanna dance the night away with senoritas who can sway. Right now, tomorrow's looking bright, just like the sunny morning light. I'll see you back after the next segment. Stick around.
Thank you, Ruth. That was amazing. And just folks know that Ruth is coming back. So we're going to go to the part 2 of the Going to Balcom. Ruth, I think, I'm not sure if this was the right song because people have already started dancing and now they're going to be cursing us for stopping this music. I'm sorry about, but we have to, it's an important subject, but we'll be back with the Ruth Saldana. So thank you, Ruth.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
All right. Hey, John, welcome back.
Hey, good to be back.
How you been doing? It's been a while.
Oh, I tell you, that was wonderful to listen to all this music. It's great.
Yeah, and Ruth is she always does a great job. And so it's part 2 of our segment. Let's talk a bit about today in terms of where recently we've achieved a few milestones in the past few years. We sold a property a few years ago, which was a huge. I won't say the word overhead, but it was a huge burden on the community, and a lot of members and contributors helped sustain it over the last 35 plus years. But having said that, today where we are is obviously, as a result of all the contribution, as you saw, the founders, the past president, the executive teams, or the thousands of volunteers over the years, and members, of course, we've been supporting the organization over the last 52 years. So this is a contribution of over 50 years of volunteer effort, and it's a huge shout out to everybody who's been part of the GOA and the Goan community here in Toronto, especially. And without you, we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you. However, having said that, John, we cannot forget a group of special people. And when I say special people, I'm referring to we have donors today towards the current community center, the GCC, who have been helping fund the different various programs that we'll be launching shortly. And a big shout out to the current donors. And just as an FYI to everybody, we've raised close to $300,000 in just about 2 months, close to 300,000. Well, the target is 600, so we've reached 50% of our target, and thanks to all those who have contributed that till date. And what I was saying as well, we cannot forget another group of special people, and besides just today's donors, we got to talk about some of those individuals who have contributed in the past. We had bondholders who gave GOA a loan. There was interest-bearing, non-interest-bearing, and all these folks have been paid today. But having said that, thank you so much. Without your contribution from the past, we wouldn't be here today. And there were donors as well who have donated towards the past property. John, let's talk a bit about the past history on the dream and the vision of having our own home in Canada.
Well, the building project seems to have almost predated the GOA. When you think back when Joe D'Souza put out his call to people to come together to build a Goan community center. Those are his words.
Ironically, this was the first time with discussion with you that I heard about him putting an article. Look to start the first Goan community center, and we have exactly called it that without even knowing the history behind it.
And he did that in 1967. So if you look now at the once the GOA had started, the first proposal was made in 1973, and a lot of people went through this. I mean, you had Dr. Tony Lopez was chairman of a subcommittee. Nevis Menezes served a few years. Percy D'Souza did a lot of work. He did a feasibility study about it. Michael Suquera, Jared D'Souza, Fred De Silva played a role. And in fact, under Fred, we actually bought a building, and Fred had brought it to me and came and talked to me because I was president at the time. And we actually bought it, and we held it for a while. But we had difficulty because of zoning issues. Unfortunately, Etobicoke, there was no way you could go and just find anything that was suitable. You had to go to a committee of adjustments to rezone. So we had difficulty with that, and we decided, okay, we could make some money on it anyway, and if it's going to be difficult, rather than fight it, okay, we sold it off and put our sights to something else. The next building came in 1989 when John Arona was president, and now that building had multiple issues. It's a big piece of land. But the problem with that is that while we were making all sorts of plans, the province decided to designate that area as a green belt. So it became part of a green belt, so we couldn't put up a community center there. And because of the green belt, now the value of the thing actually dropped, so we couldn't even sell the thing easily. So there was difficulty. In the end, we held it, and Daryl Carvalho as VP of buildings. Now we actually put somebody, a vice president in charge of the efforts from then on. Daryl Carvalho spent about 10 years. Vince Pereira had did a lot of work in there. And finally, 2021, we actually had our success. But one thing, two things happened. One, we were collecting donations right from that first building in 1986. And we had some significant donors, and we got donors, and people kept on giving a little bit from that time. And another thing is, each time we had a building, we learned from my experience. We didn't really understand the process in Canada. enough, I think. So whenever we had a problem, we understood, okay, this is what we got to do. So that by the third time it came around, we had a lot more knowledge about what needed to be done. And fortunately, coming to Peel has no such problems as Toronto. Peel, you could actually something that was zoned correctly, that cuts some of the problems.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing that we learn from our mistakes and not repeat them. So, obviously, that all those learnings have also led to the success that we've had today.
That's right. And
John, what I would also like to mention is, we mentioned. I mean, I know you mentioned a few names and who have helped the contribution of the dream to owning a home. But there are also some silent heroes that I would like to mention, and I'd like to get your thoughts on their contribution as well. And these two individuals that come to mind to me is Ralph D'Souza and Ralph. He's been there. I mean, every time I need to make a call on a specific topic around the property, he's always been there. Even when we sold the property in 2021, Errol and myself, we worked with Ralph. Actually, he brought in CBRE, and one of the reasons I never really wanted to use a go-on realtor or a realtor within a community, because there's always that negative aspect of saying, hey, you know what? Who knows? Selvin may have made a cut behind. It's always that aspect of ambiguity that's all created. And as I always say, we love the arts in our community. But having said that, I wanted to make sure it was a clean slate. So Ralph actually helped CBRE, who helped us sell that property, and we believe, and at that time we sold it for 1.6 million. I'm throwing in the numbers so everybody knows that was the sale price, and we after all we got in hand about 1,480,000, which contributed to us purchasing the current property as well, which we purchased at 1,650,000. So long story short, Ralph has been there even when we this. So when we were selling the property, Oscar Furtado. There was a landfill done many years ago, and that was deemed as illegal by the city, and we could not close the property, so we had to extend the close for a good 4 months. And Oscar stepped in to help me to resolve some of those issues there, and then Ralph obviously helped with the CBRE, the sale of the property. And when buying this property, what was interesting was, on the day of the first close, we had two closings. First one was not successful. The sellers wanted us to pay HST, which is over $200,000, and if not, we had to submit an HST number. And GCO, under which we bought the property, didn't really have an HST number. So we, I had like 3 weeks extended, and I needed to get Revenue Canada who supplies an HST. And Ralph was able to provide contact at Revenue Canada, who indirectly, not directly so, but indirectly helped towards this. So I look at Ralph as a silent hero, along with Oscar Furtado, to help us get to this finish line as well. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, because you have also worked with these individuals in the past, John.
Now, Ralph is an amazing person. When you talk about quiet heroes, boy, jingles, that's an understatement. He is a tremendous worker, but he is so understated that if you were not in the executives, you would never know how much Ralph was doing. Ralph, actually, in his work, he was the same. He worked in the finance department of the Archdiocese of Toronto. He was a kingpin over there, although he wouldn't take the title of controller. People had utmost respect for him, but again, he was very quiet and did totally competent work for them, and so he did for us. Many years he spent with the GOA on the building, on the managing the organization entity known as GOA Toronto, which was also a legal entity, just to hold the building, and he did tremendous work there. Now, Selvin, is another, not Selvin, sorry, Oscar. He came in at a very difficult time in the GOA, and we owe him a lot too. He came when we were kind of having a midlife crisis, if you want to, where we had a whole bunch of things hit us at the same time. Although when he started off, he had this. He started off with a big event of Viva Goa, which was fantastic, the biggest events we've ever had. Things went south very quickly. We had a big recession in Canada, and even bigger in Toronto, and a lot of our economics changed at that time. A lot of our membership went from being ordinary members to being seen free. And so financially, we had a huge downturn, and a lot of people were not coming for events because of the big recession. So people started cocooning, and those were hard times. And then we, of course, had the terrible building, which we had to keep on paying the mortgages and by the bondholders. And Oscar came up with some new sources of funding, which we didn't have before. For one, he started this concept of sponsorships of businesses to the GOA, and he also got a contract with a microwave micro tower for cell phones and so on, and rented space and to put the tower up. And those monies actually made us stay in the black, and he helped pay off all those mortgages. So we started. By the time we sold the building, the mortgages had come down to negligible, really small amounts, and we survived. And so we built equity into that building, which we then could use.
Exactly, and the contribute to the bondholders. I remember stories when we were paying them off the last few years. There was about 250 balance remaining, which we paid off. And when talking to them, some of these folks, individuals, give portions or the full portion of their first salaries, their first jobs towards this building. And kudos and a big shout out to them. And as we talk about silent heroes, I know we mentioned the name of Ralph and Oscar. There are tons and hundreds of silent heroes behind the scene who help us going, and some of these folks are not on the forefront, but they help contribute towards the community. So a big shout out, besides to Ralph and Oscar, to all the silent heroes who have been supporting the organization day in and day out. So thank you very much. Besides the GOA, John, we also have another organization that we should be talking about, and also its founders and contributors to the organization. And that is the GOA charitable organization, the charity arm of the community, and that has been helping various families and individuals over the years through bursaries, financial aid. Not too many of our community members know about the GCC, but being now prominent about the GCO, but now being prominent as a conduit to purchase the current community center. Today, the GCO is going to plays a huge role aligned to its charitable objectives, such as new immigrants programs. So I remember when I first came to Canada, I would have loved to go to my community organization as a new immigrant and get some help in integration on career search or resume writing, all that kind of help. So we will be now facilitating that to our community center through the GCO, helping the poor financially. That's something we do, and obviously most of our Goans are proud. We are proud Goans, as I would say, and we don't like to ask for help, but we have this organization that can help for folks who are struggling. So that's one the other aspect of it, and materially and by means of counseling. That's another area we will be initiating at the community center to the GCO, that's providing counseling services on family matters and careers to come. So that's another objective of the GCO. So all these donations that are coming in are also going to help fund these initiatives. And we recently had a sponsorship fund come from Peter Dissa and family towards youth scholarships. That's another program we'll be launching, scholarships for our youth as well. And not to forget, helping the poor in overseas country financially, especially during disasters, as we did with GOA COVID relief. So we raised about 79,000 last year. So the GCO is a prominent body in the organization, a charitable organization. We've also recently helped with the Salvation Toy Drive. We raised $5,000. We donated $5,000 to the Salvation Army Toy Drive. And as well as the food bank, we raised about 300 pounds of food for the less fortunate. So the GCO has been a strong contributor, but we would not have this contribution without the founders and the people who have helped originate this organization. Can we talk a bit more about on these individuals, John?
Well, the GCO, I'd say the GOA used to do charitable work almost from the beginning of helping the less fortunate in our community, which is something, we've rarely done in our own clubs in the past, but we did that right from the get-go. But in 1988, I will step back a bit. I remember in my term, I tried to get some charitable status for the GOA, for the whole GOA. Was unsuccessful because the rules had changed. But in 1988, Al Matthias decided to take this on, and he found a different way of doing things. He said, we will take the charitable side, and in what we'll do in this, we'll use this as a vehicle to support the less fortunate. And by doing that, we could offer charitable receipts. What that meant is we could put even more money to help the less fortunate. Together with Al Matthias was Armand Rodriguez, who played a big role also in helping getting this organization registered. So in '88, this activity was registered, and with the CRA or its forerunner, and received given to all the because literally a great job. You there were looking up all the people who were presidents of the GCO over the years.
Great.
For those insights. Thank you, Richard.
Let's get to the last question. And John, you've been in Canada for close to 50 years and has witnessed the community evolve from its infancy. You've volunteered your time and also contributed with your efforts to serve the community as of the GOA. And for that, I personally thank you. However, as a closing remark to this session, what would you say that still needs to be done to unite the community further? Because there is always this, I won't say division, but there's always the, sideline going to feel, GOA is not for them, or it feels that they don't want to be part of the organization. But truly, I mean, it's if you see the contribution of all the founders, the volunteers, the past presidents, the past committees, this is an organization that globally represents the GOAN identity. And I feel that, yes, we need to do a better job in serving the younger generation, not just our social needs. That's very selfish on us because these younger folks have better avenues to socialize. And we need to give them something different to meet their needs and help them in their careers or in their professional development in other areas. So for that matter, like for example, we started math tutoring. We are going to be launching the youth leadership program in a month from now. So there are different programs coming for this youth, but what I feel is we're still not there in terms of the connection, the pride that we want to create to say, I'm of Goan origin. And Canada allows us to embrace our heritage, embrace our cultures from our origins. And I feel, yes, one thing is we don't speak the language Konkani, but that doesn't really should stop us from what unites us and unifies us to say, hey, let's showcase what we are all about and create that pride in the next generation. So having said that, what would you say, that needs to be done further to reach our destination?
Well, first of all, I'm going to step back a bit, and I forgot to mention something a little earlier, which I think is quite important. A little earlier, I had lauded the GOA as being the greatest Goan association outside Goa. And that's not just parochialism. In 1982, the GOA organized a cultural festival at the harbor front. And this show featured Goan dances like, of course, Dekni and Mando, but Fogdi, Kunbi dances, fisher folk dances, carnival, lances, shigmo. Many of these dances had not yet been accepted in Goa as being Goan dances. Because, Goa was, all of us collectively, were still trying to figure out what is our culture. And I remember in 1973 going to Goa and going to a cultural show. And of course, I saw Dekni and I saw Portuguese dances, but none of these, no fisher folk dances. And I think, I think people were a little antsy about, there was some class structure. Should we actually be accepting this as Goan dances? And here we are, and we embrace it here in Toronto. And I must give a call out to Zulema D'Souza, because I think she played a big role in this, and even Sauzinia. And so these two things had a big impact. So when the International Goan Convention exploded on the scene in 1988, many Goans were astonished. All those cultural dances and so on, and the way we performed. There were even many performers who had come from Goa, and representatives that have come from Goa, politicians and so on. And one of them, Herculean Dorado, is a former mayor of Vasco, and he, after seeing all this, he felt compelled to say, maybe Goa is where Goans are. And that was a great testament to the GOA and what it had become. But now to go back to what you said, you asked me. And again, I'm going to do a little thing before that, because I know at the end of this, I won't get a chance. So first of all, I want to thank you on behalf of the whole Goan community for all you have done for us, at this launching of the community center, and even at the expense of your health and time. And I want to do this before I answer your question. So thank you.
For me, it's pure passion and the pride of being Goan. Nothing else. But having said that, thanks for the acknowledgement. Though not really needed, but having said that, John, I would like to thank you for your time. I would like to also add to your statement that the GOA 52 years and our membership is not even 10% of the total number of Goans that are here in the GTA. In your perspective, how many people are here in the GTA, Goans?
Oh, this one is huge now. You see, when we hit 7,000 around about 6-7 years into the GOA, today there are between 30 and 40,000 Goans. We're not even quite sure where it is, because the biggest group has come since the Gulf War. And a lot of people have come from the Gulf, and a new group have come from Mumbai, and a lot more people are coming directly from Goa, like you did. So there's this huge group, a large number of Goans in the GTA. Now, to get back to your suggestion as to what would I suggest, one of the things I think is going to be that each of us, of the members, need to take ownership of this issue instead of asking the executive only or something. And I would like to urge Goans to take the time to meet new people. Make time for them. Goans live in Mumbai, in Calcutta, Ajmer, Karachi, East Africa, Burma, the Gulf, Malaysia. My mother is born there. Singapore, where my dad's family have cousins there. Not to forget UK, Portugal, US, and Brazil. There are a lot of Goans everywhere. Burma, for example, I don't know how many people know that during the Second World War, when Goans had to flee from Burma, they walked over the mountains from Rangoon all the way to Bengal. And they walked for over a month. Some of them died along the way. Children as well walked. I even know a few people from Burma who are here in Toronto. So there's so many interesting people. They have such interesting life stories. My wife Cynthia and I have done this. We belong to 4 prayer groups, for example, Two of them were primarily with Gulf Cones, and one with our parish. And I'll tell you, we are the richer for it. Get to know newborns to start with in your parish. You see somebody and you go, even if you don't know them, go and say hello. And that's the way we're going to do it. That's how you break down barriers. And I've met a lot of my close relatives that way. I can't tell you. I find out after we talk for a little while, I say, oh my God, you're my second cousin. So there's a lot of benefit, and it's a lot of fun as well.
Great. And just to add to your statement, John, become members of GOA. I mean, encourage the younger generation to be part of this journey, and that's the future of our community. So it's important to get younger folks involved, and if there are folks who would be interested to help and volunteer time and contribute, feel free to reach out to me directly or one of the executive members. We need all the help we can for what we need to build for the future. We have another 50 plus years to go. So having said that, as an organization, as a community, we need to build this for the future. And on that note, John, your knowledge has been very insightful, and it's been amazing. I'm sure everybody have been very informed finally with this. Obviously, it's 52 years of history that can be done within an hour or so. I think we've gone a bit over an hour in this case, but it could take us a few more days to talk about the last 52 years. But John, thank you very much, and hope to see you very shortly.
Yeah, thank you, and best of luck to your committee.
Yeah. Thanks, John. Take care. All right, folks. Well, as I said, we need the younger folks more involved. So please reach out if you have family members who fall into the young generation category. We would like to welcome them into the family. Now, I'm going to give a shout out to an individual from Goa who actually said, you are sitting on the Goinso balcony having this chit chat, but there is no song. So what I'm going to do is, before Ruth comes on board, I'm going to do one song for you. And it's a song that I've never sung before. So it's the first time. So I think I'm going to pick a song every time I do the Goinso balcony, to do one song that I've never done before. So bear with me. I'm just going to change gears here. In the meantime, read this donation details, write out those checks, or go online to goatoronto.com and donate to the GCC fundraiser. I'll be back shortly.
All right, I'm back. Can you guys hear me? It's a different setting, so I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Folks, can you hear me? I'd like to see a comment says you can hear me. A thumbs up. That'll be great. Awesome. Thank you, Silviano. Thank you very much. All right, as I said, this song I've never sung before. It's the first time, and we'll give it a shot before we bring Ruth Soldano back with us. Sorry, it's taking a bit of time because I'm juggling multiple things here. All right, let's go. This is a song dedicated to all the past committee members, past presidents, volunteers, founders, donors. It's a love song, normally sung at a wedding. Here it is. shout out to all the members as well of the GOA and those to be members. Vontade que eu tão louco tu znał. Eu talent ma rundał, a się pogodał tu został. Esperacie nestlé, corciace pensam que vai sorrele. O sol cai em cariz embora lele. A tak zasnak może zalej. I stał na gotuzo. Karzak nadlauzo. Ni smog della tuzo. Tu ne videra onknezo. Košinaj zaumorla. Utkaruj a dojsta. Ekta yorum kam kam. Deva lagi magda. Thank you, Sandra. Thanks, Esmeralda. Thanks, Silviano. Ushiche mardavare. Pire, cintlele cido paisale pure, forza ce soponais sale flore, soglot son dosan, gorkar tuzo zalom kushi bokta. Thank you, Jonida. Thanks, Sandra. Thanks, Judy. Yes, this song needs a donation. Thank you. It was the GCC, not to me. All right. Thank you, folks. Thank you very much. So that was Sopna. And Fudar Zaung Boro. That's for all of us. I hope our Fudar is Boro. All right. Let's bring Ruth back. Hey, Ruth.
Hello, hello. That was lovely. I'm all in the going mood now.
Now we'll make it lovelier with you.
Thank you. I
Well,
didn't
the
say
floor is
you
yours.
were lovely. I said the song was lovely. You answered.
Oh, okay. I'll take it either ways. Anyways. Thanks a lot, Ruth, and the floor is all yours. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So Selvin did put me into a very going mood. So the next few songs I'm going to do for you are songs I grew up to in Goa. Couple Portuguese, couple Konkani. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you sing along with me, and let's wind down the show. It's been a great one, hasn't it? So the first song I'm going to do is a Portuguese song, and I've been requested this song multiple times by so many people that I don't want to dedicate it to anyone. So it goes out to everybody, and please do sing along with me. I know everyone knows this. Gosto a cada filho, meu ombro chora. E conto logo as tuas mágoas toda para mim. Quem chora no meu ombro, eu juro que não vai embora. Que não vai embora. Que não vai embora. Quem gosta de a cada filho, no meu ombro chora. E conto logo as tuas mágoas todas para mim. Quem chora no meu ombro, eu juro que não vai embora. Que não vai embora, porque gosta de mim. Amor, eu quero teu carinho. Porque eu vivo tão sozinho. Não sei se a saudade fica, se ela vai embora. Se ela vai embora. Se ela vai embora. Such a beautiful waltz. Thank you for your kind comments, everybody. And do sing along. These are songs I heard growing up. Thank you, Sandra. Muito obrigado, Vlad. Gosto de a cada filho, no meu ombro chora. E conto logo as tuas mágoas todas para mim. Quem chora no meu ombro, eu juro que não vai embora. Que não vai embora. Que não vai embora. Quem gosta de a cada filho, no meu ombro chora. E conto logo as tuas mágoas todas para mim. Quem chora no meu ombro, eu juro que não vai embora. Que não vai embora, porque gosta de mim. Amor, eu quero teu carinho. Porque eu vivo tão sozinho. Não sei se a saudade fica, se ela vai embora. Se ela vai embora. Se ela vai embora. Não sei se a saudade fica, se ela vai embora. Se ela vai embora. Se ela vai embora. Não sei se a saudade fica, se ela vai embora. Se ela vai embora, porque gosta de mim. Pramila, thank you so much for joining. Yes, it does bring back childhood memories, doesn't it? Thank you everyone for your kind comments. I just had to acknowledge Pramila, who is, I know she's moved out of Michigan, but her family used to come down to Goa every summer, and we had the most amazing time. So thanks for joining, Pramila. All right, the next song is actually, thank you, Judy. Thank you, everybody. The next song has been inspired by a very close going friend who's an amazing person, and it's none other than Milena, who runs the Radio Mango show. And her most recent show, she dedicated a tribute to Lorna. And I believe this was one of the first songs I ever heard of Lorna, and I was just a foot off the floor. So I'm going to do this one, and I hope I do some justice to it. No points for guessing what it is. And that was Wish Goa for you. I hope you enjoyed it. And that takes us to my next song, which is going to be in Portuguese. And it's called, oh, thank you. You're all being so kind with your comments. And Laurie, I saw yours. Well, I guess you're my idol for a male voice, and thank you. Watching from Mumbai, that's wonderful. So my next song is called Manhã de Carnaval. I hope you enjoy it. It's a Portuguese song, and I'm going to do it for you now. de dia feliz que chegou. O sol no céu surgiu, em cada cor brilhou. Voltou o sonho amado ao coração. Depois deste dia feliz, não sei se outro dia haverá. É nossa manhã tão bela, afinal, manhã de carnaval. Thank you, Sylvia. Das cordas do meu violão, que sou teu amor revelou. Vem uma voz falar dos beijos perdidos nos lábios teus. Cada o meu coração, a alegria voltou, tão feliz a manhã desse amor. I hope you enjoyed that, and for all those commenting, I can't read them all the time, so it's only if I know the person I recognize the name, but I will acknowledge you later. And I hope you enjoyed that song. My next song is going to be a Konkani one, and it's a beautiful one. But I was looking for a different track because I love jazz, and I actually managed to find a jazz track of Mobile Audio. So credits to Ben Fernandez, who I believe has played this track, and I'm going to use it, giving him due credit for that. I would invite everyone to sing this with me. It's really a different track. It's a bit soft right now, but it will increase. It's one of the most beautiful songs I know. Magana song goreng, chifisi goreng, chitogai chevareng, arsanasta goreng, yamoga sofo, akabito diu. Sabano, my Lord, Lorachi, Uron, Spiriuron, Sepoitaduron, before I lay Goro, Hashimarula. Ukole moga jedai, moga togo yana, it's alright. Well, please pick up your wife and dance here. Thank you, Ola. Thanks, Tina. Thank you, Judy. Possibly kapal, marami ulit Gato karsakal, soturong doman, kanila kari, lato doya chepi, mo puso kelanis, sayang no feliz, mo puso kelanis, sayang no feliz. And that ended up my Portuguese and Konkani songs in honor of Goans Worldwide. We are a very talented community, and I'm so proud to call myself a Goan. But now we'll take it back to a couple of English songs. And the first one I'm going to do for you is called Girl Crush. I hope you enjoy it. And the version I'm doing is by Little Big Town. I've got a girl crush. Hate to admit it, but I got a heart crush. It ain't slowing down. I got a dream. Want everything she has. That smile and that midnight laugh. She's giving you now. I wanna taste her lips. Yeah, 'cause they taste like you. I wanna drown myself in a bottle of her perfume. I want a long blonde hair. I want a magic touch. Yeah, 'cause maybe then you want me just as much. I got a girl crush. I got a girl crush. I don't get no sleep. I don't get no peace thinking about her under your bedsheet. Way that she's whispering, way that she's going with waters of pride. I can get her off my mind. I wanna taste her lips, because they taste like you. I wanna drown myself in a bottle of her perfume. I want a long blonde hair. I want a magic touch. Yeah, 'cause maybe then you love me just as much. I got a girl crush. I've got a girl Hate to admit it, but I got a heart rush. It's slowing down. And on that slow note, I'm going to take it up a notch, and we're going to do something reggae. And very soon we'll be coming to the end, so this is my second last song for tonight. And so please do get up and dance. The last two songs are upbeat and the dancing kind. The song is called Just an Illusion. Let me just get my lyrics up. And we can take this song. Here we go. If you know it, do sing along. Keep the comments flowing, folks. I've been told by living like a star, hotel rich champagne and caviar, but no one ever showed me the reverse. And that really hurts, baby, it really hurts. They try to sell your body and soul. It's the price you pay for rock and roll. And no one understands it, how you feel, for it's so unreal. Oh, it's so unreal. Baby, don't you cry for me. It's an illusion, just an illusion. Thought I knew what life should be. It's an illusion, just an illusion. But could they crucify your lady show? Another drink and then you lose control. Then on stage I feel a fire burn. There is no return, I'm always on the run. I give it to you, babe, with all my heart. For it's not too late. No, it's not too late. Baby, don't you cry for me. It's an illusion, just an illusion. Thought I knew what life should be. It's an illusion, just an illusion. Baby, don't you cry for me. It's an illusion, just an illusion. Thought I knew what life should be. It's an illusion, just an illusion. Thank you, and for my last song, with which we'll wind up tonight, I'd really like everybody to, get up, sing along, and dance. It's an old, lovely number, and I know everyone knows it, so why not do it? And here we go. Just a little bit lonely, just a little bit sad. I was feeling so empty, until you came back, until you came back, until you came. Ooh, so late, so late, so late, so late, so late, so late. Oh, so late, so late, so late, so late, so late, so late. Just a little bit closer. Can you lay by my side? Can we get it together? Raising the sand, raising the sand, raising the ooh. So late, so late, so late, so late, so late, so late. Sing along. Oh, so late, so late, so late, so late, so late, so late. Yeah, Orlando, come on, join me. Here we go. So late, 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 so late. Oh, so late, so late, so late, so late, so late, so late. Oh, so late, so late, so late, so late, so late, so late. Come on! Oh, so late, so late, so late, so late, so late, so late. God bless you all, fellow like that your way through. Good night, and it was a wonderful evening.
Ruth, thank you very much on behalf of the GOA. Amazing,
Most
amazing
welcome.
performance as
My
always.
pleasure.
And I'm sure everybody enjoyed. Everybody's been, they don't want you to go home. Oh, I think you're already home. So, but
I'm home.
again, you
Next
are
time
home.
it'll be in person.
Exactly. Thank you again, Ruth, and we'll see you shortly at Casa the GOA.
Thank you. That'll be my pleasure.
Thank you.
Good
Ruth.
night, everybody. Thanks, Elvin and GOA.
Thanks, Ruth. All right, folks, that's the end of our Friday night segment for this evening. I hope you guys have enjoyed. And please don't forget to donate, goatoronto.com, or you can send your checks to the GOA Community Center. And if you don't know where it is, well, you can Google it and you will get the address. But having said that, I would also like to thank John Nazareth for an insightful evening. I know it was a bit of a long segment today. It's the history, and 52 history cannot be discussed in a few minutes. But also, it's an opportunity for us to spotlight our community contributors and achievers. And we've got to show the other dimension of our GOA community, that we are not only about song and dance, we are more than that. And we need to bring the younger generation into the fold. And I'm hoping if anybody of you guys know some young achievers, we want to showcase them as well. So there are some in line to be showcased over the next coming weeks. But having said that, it's time we bring in these young achievers and showcase how they contribute to our community and the broader fabric of Canada. So on that note, thank you. Thank you to all the past presidents, committees, founders, donors, volunteers, members who have helped us get to where we are today. Without you, we are nowhere. And that's where we are today because of you. So thank you for your contribution. Thank you for all of you who have joined tonight. And I hope you had an amazing night. And we'll see you next Friday as well. So there's the one coming on next Friday. So thank you. Yo bareng kuru. Good night. Boa noite. Take care.